Many origin stories rely on a single dramatic moment. For the beginning of life, we often imagine a bolt of lightning hitting a puddle of mud and suddenly waking up the chemistry within. But modern cells reveal a biological paradox. They operate through an interlocking dependency chain. DNA requires proteins to copy it. Proteins require DNA instructions to be built, and both require a membrane to stay together. This loop makes a single-step origin impossible. No individual component in the chain works without the others already running in place. Abiogenesis functions as a spectrum. Rather than a binary transition from dead mud to a living cell, it is a layering of compounding chemical systems that we must untangle one step at a time. This untangling has to address the second law of thermodynamics. Because entropy increases over time, critics argue that a chemical soup should drift toward chaos, not organize itself into a complex cell. That argument assumes the early Earth was an isolated system. In reality, the planet was flushed with a constant, massive flow of energy from the sun and the interior. When energy flows through matter, it creates dissipative structures. A hurricane is a highly organized physical pattern, but it exists solely as a way for the atmosphere to burn through a temperature gradient. A living cell operates on this same thermodynamic principle. It maintains local order only by exporting waste and entropy outward into the environment. We know planetary physics can generate the building blocks for this order. The Miller experiment demonstrated that simple gases, when sparked with electricity, naturally produce amino acids. Life represents thermodynamics getting organized enough to manage its own energy flow. This energy flow requires a gradient, a physical difference in heat or chemistry. On the early Earth, deep-sea hydrothermal vents acted as engines for these motion gradients. The extreme heat and pH imbalances inside these mineral chimneys forced dead chemistry to react, driving the first primitive metabolic cycles. However, a reaction network in the open ocean is vulnerable. Any useful chemical product instantly diffuses away. For these reactions to compound, they needed a physical border. Chemistry provided this border through the hydrophobic effect. In water, thermodynamic pressure forces oily molecules to hide their tails, naturally snapping into spherical boundaries called vesicles. By folding into a sphere, chemistry built a room, trapping metabolic reactions to feed back into one another. The membrane provided the vital constraint that allowed chemical reactions to have local consequences instead of vanishing into the void. But boundaries and energy are not enough for the long term. A trapped chemical cycle eventually fails unless it can store instructions and remember what works. RNA is a primary candidate for this storage. It is a unique molecule that can act as both a sequence receipt for information and a physical tool for accelerating chemical reactions. This replication faced Eigen's error catastrophe. Copying with perfect accuracy causes a freeze, failing to produce variations needed to evolve. Conversely, if copying is too sloppy, the useful pattern is erased by mutation. The information dissolves into random chemical static. Success required a balance, copying sloppily enough to discover new advantages, but accurately enough to inherit past successes. Biological evolution began in this messy overlap. At the moment, chemistry started keeping a persistent score of what survived. This leads to LUCA, the last universal common ancestor. LUCA was not the first spark of life, but a complex survivor of a long battlefield of experimental, almost life systems. We cannot find the original protocells because the successful biology consumed the chemical gradients and overwrote the evidence with billions of years of updates. This theory changes how we search the cosmos. We are looking for more than just water. We are looking for a motion economy, environments where controlled disequilibrium can be maintained. Moons like Europa or Enceladus are primary targets because their fractured icy crusts and subsurface oceans may harbor the exact thermodynamic gradients needed to keep chemistry cycling. Abiogenesis is the threshold where ordinary chemistry organizes itself enough to defend its own continuation. Realizing we came from dead rocks reveals that life is the self-maintaining expression of a universe in motion.